Hey everyone, welcome back to the shop. Gorilla Guitar Repair here. Let's see what's on the bench today, shall we? This here bass-a-ma-jig is going to be partnered up with that blue SG that I put up a few videos ago. Thanks to all who watched that video. It looks like it's doing pretty well, actually. Anyway, this bass belongs to the other member of that band, and I guess they went to practice or whatever, and she got there and the bass didn't bass, the pickup didn't pick up, so we're gonna see what's up with that. And also we're gonna, feature another cheap instrument that actually is a nice instrument. Sometimes you can have a lot for a little money. Anyway, stay tuned, this is gonna be fun. See ya. Alright, we'll give you guys a little walk around here. Check this thing out. It is a Dean. I'm not sure of the actual model number of this, but it's your basic, P style single pickup. I know it's not a P pickup. Oh, I'm gonna turn on vintage lumens generator with custom red subscribe button. Nailed it. You guys do the same. I appreciate it. Alright. Also, if you guys feel like stopping into the shop down here at Manchester, New Hampshire, Manchester Music Mill is the store that's next door. We are the shop next down the block from them. We are called The Music Techs. I know some people don't know that the shop and the store are kind of separate, but we are. So come on down. We would love to fix your broken stuff. Anyway, end of shameless self-promotion. So let's see what's going on with this. Neck is pretty bowed, action's pretty high, and I guess the main complaint is that she took it to practice and whoops, I'm knocking everything over, and it didn't work. So let's plug this in. I guess this keeps loosening up. I imagine that jack is the stock, very inexpensive one, and I'll put a new one in, but let's just see if we got, oh, well. Alright, so I'm wondering if it was, no, she said she switched to another instrument and it works, so maybe it was something intermittent in here. Let's open it up. Let's see what we got going on. Where is my, there it is. Alright, here's a little trick to open up when the plastic piece is really, really tight. Instead of like digging in here with an Allen wrench or then trying to pick it out, take a screw that's got, a fairly girthy screw and just kind of do that. And look at that. No prying at it with screwdrivers or razor blades or whatever. See that? You guys are learning new things every day. Okay, let's see what we got here. Oops. Come on, no, we need some noise. Huh. Well, I'll change that jack anyway, just because I know that's an import style. But, and make sure there's no other issues. I'm wondering if it possibly could have been a cable. Or let's look at that. Let's see what that looks like. Maybe that was just barely connected and just, I think they put some Loctite on there to keep it from loosening up, so maybe something got reconnected or was disconnected. I don't know. That is an import jack, so possibly some kind of, I don't know. Everything's tight. Let's we'll put a new jack on there anyway. A nice Switchcraft one. We're gonna need that and soldering iron. Come on. My soldering iron's been acting weird lately. The display isn't. Look at this. Look at this. Look over here. Look what's happening. Here. Zoom. Oh, I missed it. All right, I'm a liar. Never mind. But it would stay on like everything lit up with all the it's like when your dash has all the warning lights on. I don't know. It hasn't been doing that before. It always see it count up to the temperature. Anyway. Why do you guys care what my soldering iron's doing, huh? Back to this. Let's desolder this here jack. Actually, I'll snip, you know what? I'm gonna just snip off all that excess because that is totally unnecessary and prone to noise making. So we're just gonna go leave a little bit like that. That'll be plenty. Oh, we're gonna need that off of there though. Let's see. He said he used Loctite. Let's see if I can get this. Oh man. Oh. Alright. So let's see if I can get on with some pliers and just kind of turn from the other side. Yeah, that'll work. That'll do. That'll do, pig. Can I get in there? Negative, Ghost Rider. Let's see if I can grab the nut. Grab the nut from here. And which way do I want to turn it down? So I'm going to try to do this with this little spanner wrench thing. Oh, when people put Loctite on things that shouldn't be Loctited. Alright, I guess I could heat it up or just find another football thing here for it. Oh wait, maybe that'll work. Problem is I can't get anything, it's recessed, so when you put Loctite on these ones that are recessed, there's nothing here. That every socket I have is too fat to get in there. I don't have any thin-walled sockets that would fit that. Alright. Let's try it like this. This way, maybe? Okay, right. I can get a grip this way. Sorry for all the fumbling, but... Oh, there we go. Alright, it's moving. Okay. This is gonna hopefully work. And back this off enough to... Oh, maybe not. Oh, you know what? This will work a lot easier here. Instead of trying to hold it with pliers, I could be smart and use other tools here. Let's try that. Of course, I just put new cork on that thing, and I'm gonna end up digging it up, trying to fix this jack. Nope. No, I'm not. Nope. Oh, why? With the Loctite. Grr. Okay, I guess I can heat it up. So I'm gonna stick this in here. I'm gonna heat it up, hopefully destroy that Loctite enough so I can get this off. Anyway, let's pause for a second. Let this heat up. You guys don't need to sit here and stare at, well, maybe it'll be fast. Imagine when that stuff starts smoking is when I should take it off of there. Make sure to grab it real tight with my hand, right? Alright, let's see. I could break if I broke the tail end of the jack off, that would work also. Here, why don't we just do that? Rather than messing around here. Where is something? Oh, this is a giant pain. Oh my god. Let's see. I can crunch it here, or I'll just get a new plate, because, wow. If I break this one, I'm gonna get them a new plate anyway. Yep, I'm gonna go find a new plate. This one's ruined. Alright, ready, set, pause. Alright, got a new plate. This one I couldn't hold it tight enough without squishing this very, very cheap. I mean, you can bend it just about with your fingers. So, couldn't hold it tight enough to get a grip on that. We're throwing this whole thing away. Never put Loctite on your jacks, ever. Alright, anyway, no big deal. Of course, why everything's got to be difficult today, doesn't it? Wow. Why do we need to have? Yeah. Okay. This is a bit unnecessary. So much packaging. I swear. I was looking at string pricing, and since we do quite a few restrings, you pay. As we're researching out, like what factories pay for strings that use like thousands, you're basically paying for the packaging. if you get strings that are in like giant bulks, they cost nothing. Like one set of strings at factory levels, $1. It's crazy. Anyway, sidetrack. Okay, let's get this back together. Amazing how some little simple operations then turn into something way more complicated. Like when you work on a car, and you guys that work on cars, that's a 5-minute job, snap. That's an 8-hour job. Okay, show that we're out of our shorter tip jacks, so we're gonna get another nut for this one. I think that's the right size. That way I don't have to stuff the lock washers, which is the correct way to make sure this thing doesn't loosen up. No Loctite. All right. Bend that in case it's a tight hole. Giggity. And let's see what else we got here. We need a lock washer. These are what we use to keep the jacks from falling off. To keep the jacks off? All right. I know. That's stupid. Okay, now we have the correct size. Let's give this a good tightening. There we go. That's not going anywhere. Now, I think I put the plate. I got enough room. I was gonna stick the jack through the back, but I put the plate on prematurely. So let's do this. It'll be fine. You got enough room. Oops, I did not strip that end. I'll do that first. There. Oh, come on. There we go. All right. That back through there. Okay. And that is ground right there. Can make sure I have enough room. That'll do. And get my soldering iron out here. Always clean your tip. It's very important. Good life advice. Come on. And there we go. Get rid of that little solder blob there. Okay. Looks... yeah, I couldn't see it from that side. It's more. I don't like it. It wasn't fully... Here we go. Come on. Oh, now I've gone and done it. There we go. Actually, let's have this angle in the right way, shall we? There we go. Okay. And now this over here. There it is. Cool. That'll do. Stay. Oh, come on. There we go. Okay, that should be good. Everything looks good in there. Yep, good. Okay, let's put this back together. Okay, come on, get in there. There we go. Go. Beautiful. Let's make sure this works. Get that out of the way. Pick up the tools. scratch this thing up anymore. This thing needs some stickers, right? Oh, that's nice. So much better. But now about this problem. What'd I do? What happened? Why nothing happened? Oh no. Something's wrong. Is there a pot issue? What the? Did I do it backwards? That would be funny. What this problem? No. Ground is ground. Is something grounding out? What is happening? Did the wire melt? Is this a cheap wire that is... Maybe this is problem. Something internal? Let's see. I don't know. Now that's weird. What the... Something's grounded out somewhere. Yep. I wonder where it's grounding. It's not that, right? Is this jack faulty? Is there... Sometimes you get like one little tiny wire that's touching the ground somewhere. That's weird. It feels like something's rounding out. Why? What is going on here? Over here. Alright, well if I can't figure this out right this second, I'm not going to make you guys watch me fumble through this, but yeah, ground to ground, hot to hot, that should be fine. Why no sound? Okay. It's turned up, right? Yep. There's something else. I'm gotta be missing something dumb here, because this is... I don't get it. Huh. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get in there and get my magnifiers. I can't quite see if there's any bad connections somewhere. I'm suspecting it might be this wire. Let's give it a little tug. Sometimes when they saw it, I could have done it here maybe, but I didn't. Sometimes when you solder these cheaper wires, it'll melt through the inner casing and then it grounds itself out. I suppose that would be my next thing to look for. But yeah, this is... Huh. This... Or maybe just... Why? That is... bizarre. Is there anything like a ground touching the hot that I'm just not seeing? No. Alright, I'm gonna have to pull this thing apart and see where there's problem. Let's start with that wire. You know, I'm suspecting it's that wire. Let's just desolder that. The soldering iron is hot, and let's just go for it, right? Man, this turned into more of a project than I thought it was gonna be. It's a mystery jack. Alright, there's that. And let's go from there. Alright. Huh. So let's take this one. Oh, okay. Now let's see. Okay, I'm getting signal flow. So something's grounding out before it wasn't the jack. All right. Okay, now what else is it gonna be? Somewhere something is grounding out. I'm gonna swap this cheap wire anyway, as long as it's out. Let's do that. Here, we'll just get rid of this. And we'll backtrack from here. Maybe it was something in the wire. Okay, obviously getting signal out of that. The jack is working. Let's see. And I'm just kind of, sorry, you weren't seeing anything. I was not soldering over the base, so I didn't drip any solder on it. I just kind of flicked it onto the floor. Whoops, come on, get off there. All right, let's, just in case, we're gonna get some good wire. End up rewiring this thing just because I thought it was a bad jack. Here, we'll get some. Okay, I guess I can unplug that. I don't need that on and in. This definitely turned into more of a project. All right. Oh, come on, stay where I want you. Okay, make sure that is correct. Yes, there. All right, just like the mechanic job. This will be quick. No problem. Right. Come on, there it is. Okay. Stay. Why? Does each one have to flip itself over? Go. All right. Give that a second to cool down just a little bit more before I grab it. Now we're going to disconnect the pickup because that will eliminate something further up in the chain, because if it's grounding off the pickup, it could be underneath these wires here. And that would ground up the whole circuit, so we're going to eliminate parts and pieces. Come on. Let go. There. Okay. Let me get my solder sucker. And get in here, we'll clean off this lug. One more. There it is. Kind of bent it a little bit. Let's get that back up and out of the way. Okay. Now, this in here. We know this works, so we can just screw this right back together. All right. Okay, we'll give a little bit of extra. Needs to be worked on again. That much is good. And then that one a little more. There. Okay. I know, boring soldering video. Okay, and you stay out of the way, please. Oh, of course. That's all right. There. And get me a hold down stick. All right. Oh, let's see. Give you guys maybe a little better view here. All right, and okay. There we go. Sorry for any terrible camera work. It's, typical. There. And like that. That on there. And then hold it down with a screwdriver. And nice ground. Okay. So let's double check, make sure we have signal flow still at the jack. Yep. Okay, so now if we put that in there, let's just see what it's making connection. I'll need to solder it. Aha. Something. Oh. Alright, never mind. Okay, so that ground was touching the hot just because it wanted to sabotage me. Let's fix this. Didn't realize it had come off. Let's do a whole rebuild on this thing, right? Alright, quiet. Put that right down here next to this ground. I hope it's not this pot that's bad. That would suck to take all this off again, but, you know, it could be. Okay. That. Trying to burn myself. You gonna loosen up on your own? Alright, there we go. Oop, that one moved a little too much. There we go. Okay. Now, so that one should be able to go in there. Oh, pickup's not connected, stupid. So, go back in the hole. There. Alright, let's see if we're getting continuity there. Yep. Yep. Alright, so the pots are working. Maybe it was just bad solder. Alright, let's see if so connect it here. Hope it's not a bad pickup. Also suck. Okay, we don't need all this, so let's see. They were using black for hot. Let's redo this because our problem could be in here. That'll be plenty. Careful, don't go through all of it. Perfect. Black's hot, green's ground. Right. I think I need my other clipper snippers for this. The smaller pickup wires. Alright. Oh, come on. Do it. There. That. Okay, and is there a zip? There's that. Okay, get these all ready to go. So this thing is splittable, which is kind of neat. If you want to have a single coil tone, you could add a push-pull pot. But really, on a bass, you're not going to want that. These kind of pickups typically don't sound very good when they're split. They just kind of sound broken. So if that's what you're looking for, it might work, but we're not going to do that. But let's make sure all these are good. Pre-solder them here. Like that. And do that. And I need me some heat shrink tubing. Come here. Oh, I wonder if you guys have been seeing any of that because it's still zoomed in. If not, I apologize. Maybe I'll cut out that part if it was that terrible. Again, terrible camera guy. Okay, I usually do it just like that. I leave it exposed just so in future someone knows that this could be splittable. I think my lighter's dying. Everything's just a problem today, huh? Wonder if this was the problem. Alright, there we go. Let's clean off that lug on that pot. Okay. There we go. Now, You know what? I'm turning that plate around. It's kind of getting hung up that way. Because obviously, everything has to be a problem today. Wow. Okay, let's flip that around. Because they just can't go up one more size than whatever size that hole is when they manufacture these things. Sometimes they make them so, if I can just keep dropping things, sometimes they make these holes so tight that you actually have to route them out or get it like a barrel jack or something goofy. All right, let's see. That's much more better. All right, still, yep, okay, we're getting signal flow to there. So let's get this down in here. Bend that up so it can't escape on me. I'm not going to do it quite Fender style. You guys who work on guitars know what I mean there, when they wrap it like around it. That's really annoying. I was taking apart a failed Fender part at one point, and they had wrapped it around, and I was pulling on the wire while I was desoldering it, and when it came loose, it flicked a molten ball of solder directly into my eyeball. My safety squints had failed. I thought I was gonna have to go to the hospital. I managed to take a paper towel and in a mirror flick it out from the dead center of my eyeball. It was pretty painful. Okay, now move this right there. All right, that looks good. Okay, now all right. Okay, let's fingers crossed. Oh no. Oh no. I think problem is in pickup. All right, let's see if there's a solder connection on the back of that there pickup. Well, that escalated quickly. Okay, I'll swing out a little bit. Yeah, we're still not. Something is wrong. I'm gonna need some more Bosch. Let's get these strings off. Okay, shut my phone. And let's see what's going on under here. Oh, I heard it. It wiggled. All right. Okay, let's come out. Okay, these out of the way. I guess we can why don't we just do this? Yeah. Yep, strings are in the way, because of course they are. Enough? Wow. Now let's get these right out of the way. Okay, what? Oh, it's a sealed one. Is it here? Something's. Oh man. That is no good. Really? Oh. Oh. Yeah, there's something. I suppose it. Let's see if I stay. Oh, man. There's something internal. Something in here has failed. And that is not repairable. Oh, boo. Alright, well. Yep. That's a bummer. I'll have to go see if I have a pickup that'll fit this thing. Okay, let's pause. Let's pause for now. This video might end up becoming a part dose. Oh yeah, there. Oh, it's back. It's fine. Yeah, it's totally good. Yeah, perfect. Oh, all right, ready, set, pause. All right, I have found some alternate possibilities here. Let's see. Hey, right out the gate, maybe? All right, well, I don't like how this wire is frayed up near the edge here, so that will be a last resort type of thing. That one's size. Let's see here. That looks pretty dang close. Similar, looks like this is probably the same pickup. Let's see what we got. Actually, let's see. We have the exact same thing? Maybe have the exact same thing. What color was that wire? It was black. It's probably the same pickup. Let's see what we got. Oh. Let go. All right, we got the same basic construction. It's probably the same manufacturer, I bet. Let's see if we can figure out what's going on here. Wow, I think I know what's going on here. The pickup's dead. Dying. You guys see what's happening here? Yeah, no, I was just saying, oh, nice bases for cheap. Well, they play okay. But, I mean, this is what happens. Some need work. Alright, let's take that out of there. And we shouldn't have cut that first. It's okay. Come on, there it is. All right. That foam is pretty crusty. Let me put some decent foam in there just because if it works, I want it to be adjustable. Get that crap off of there. This stuff dries up after about a day and a half. All right, get some foam. Hold on, pause. All right, we got some springier foam. There we go. Pull that wire through. Gonna fit. Yay! Yay! Let's secure this down. Hopefully this is going to fix it. Oh, really? Okay. Alright, that'll hold it for now. So we don't need that much wire, just like before. Snip. Alright, so basically same, oops, come on. Same procedure. We're gonna assume that they also did green ground, black hot. So let's just work off that assumption for now, huh? Alright. I love doing things 2 and 3 times in a row. That's okay. That's how we figure things out, right? Out tips of AA. Okay. Here. And by the way, the people that, skip around these videos just because this is the boring part, I get it. that. Tin those wires again. Come on. Here, get that better. There it is. Got it. Okay. Now more heat shrink tubing. Maybe the yellow heat shrink was the problem. We'll try blue this time. How about that? That down. Okay, like that. Half dead lighter. Okay. There. All right, let's try this again. Do that again. Okay. And next, ground back here. Okay, looks good. If it doesn't work this time, I'm just going to straight up start crying. Okay. That's and that out of the way. Come on now, what do you think? Oh, that would be yay. 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 And there was much rejoicing. Okay. That out of the way, this out of the way. Wow, that turned into a project. 2 more pots and I'd have this whole thing completely, all the wiring upgraded. Pots seem fine. Okay, that's there. Cool. Now this pickup's got a couple scratches on it, but I'm sure this base won't mind. All right, let's clean off those fingerprints for now, and let's dust it off. Sorry if that was loud. Okay, let's tighten up those pots. These are where these things do come in handy, because you can just check and see if it, there we go. Oh, wasn't too bad. It was a little loose. All right, cool. Pick up some of my mess. All right, now let's do the basic setup stuff. It's got a couple of sharp thread ends. Let's make sure the truss rod works also. It had a pretty decent forward bow. Sorry, I hit the button there when I picked you guys up. Okay, let's see. Where was the bad one? Oh, was it this one? No. This one. All right. You go in trash. There we go. Bring these back out to my parts bin. Over here for now. That's why why do you keep all those broken parts? Well, or not broken parts, you know what I mean. Okay, get this out of the way. Made just a horrible mess on the bench for what was supposed to be a simple, very simple job. Escalations is what my old, the guy who used to own Blue Mountain Guitar, he told me that's what happens, just called it escalations. That was the good owner of Blue Mountain. Now, I've recently heard they have closed. Alright, let's... Oh yeah, just testing, see if the truss rod works. Sorry, I had to pick up all that stuff. It was driving me crazy. Alright, 4 mil. That turns. Alright, that's probably a good sign. It's probably never been adjusted. Alright, put some decent backbone in it. What are those, 15? No. 14. Most bass tuners are 15 or 19 millimeter. Okay, take that off. Yeah, this board looks kind of dry. I'm gonna give the fret edges a little bit of a filing and smoothing. They're not awful. I mean, you couldn't cut yourself on them or anything, but so we'll do that. Yeah, just needs just the basic, like one pass with this thing will be plenty. Yeah, see that? Get rid of all the overhang. Yeah, it was just a little tiny bit of metal. Nothing really major at all. Yeah, that took it. Just the very bottom edge. Use these sanding sponges work great for doing this. Get a nice smooth feel. The other side, careful not to scratch it. It's a lot more better. This one will smooth it out even more. Feel a lot better. Oh yeah, way more better. Now we're gonna clean. These frets have never been polished. They're probably a little gritty feeling. So we'll do a little steel wool. And then we'll hit it with some feeding wax. Or actually, I'll put it in the buffer. Give them a good shining. Make them nice and shiny. All right, let's unplug it with that. And also unbolt the neck so it'll be easier to buff. More power. Okay. Oh, there's a shim in there. Huh. Saddles are pretty tall. Don't know if that's, well, all right, we'll see. Might not even be needed. All right, so let's take this out back. First, we'll get some Mother's mag and aluminum polish. Ding! This stuff works fantastic for polishing frets and pretty much any metal. Don't use it on gold plating because it will go through it. All right, I'm gonna put you guys in a different holder. Ready, set, and pause. Okay, So back to the big tool room. Hang this here for a second. Stay. All right, pause. All right, back on the bench, and we're gonna clean off some of that buffer slime. Guess I could put it back on the base for that. It's got some dings and dents in the back or something. Let's give that a look. Is that stuff or is that a chip? Or what is that? It's like a finished thing? What is that's weird. Like something stuck to the back of the neck. Alright, I guess it was just some schmutz. Alright, let's put this back together. I'll work on the assumption that I do need that shim that someone put in there. Alright, up like this. You guys can see what's going on. Sorry if you can't. Oh, come on. Go back. Hold on. There we go. Oh, people are here. Time lapse. All right, so people are coming in, so we're gonna wrap this up, put some Howard's feeding wax on there, and string it back up, set it up, tune it up, play it, send it. Thanks for everyone for watching, and stay tuned. Yeah, that's it. Thanks. See ya.